Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, and I haven't actually done one of these videos now for about 2 months. They've still been uploaded, but those are old videos. I haven't actually filmed a video for quite a while, and the reason is because I've had an awful lot on my mind, right? You know when you've got an awful lot of things that you need to get done, right? And it all feels like it's sort of piling on top of you, right? It kind of tampers with your ability to have, receive inspiration, and keep doing new things. So I tried to force myself into doing a couple of videos, it didn't really work. And now I feel pretty good about myself because after attempting about 5 times, I have passed my driving theory test. I'm on my way back at the moment, and I took the camera because, I don't know, I felt something about this one. I felt like I was going to do all right this time. And I thought maybe it'll be a bit of a good luck charm bringing the camera. So obviously it worked. Also the studying that I did, I spent so bloody long fucking going through the mock tests and practice questions and stuff to the point where they were starting to become the same questions over and over again, So I'm really satisfied with that. And I feel like it opens up a bit of a dialogue for the idea of clearing your slate and in doing so, freeing your mind to be able to pursue new ventures, right? Because now I don't have to think about passing my theory test anymore, right? It feels like my mind is now a bit more open to doing new things and putting new things on my plate, even though I've been quite stressed lately. I go around sometimes, I'll be walking to work and I'll be thinking of all the things that I know I need to get done. I need to get some more of these videos done. I need to go to work. I need to pass my driving test. I need to do some music. I need to catch up on my client work. I need to, all sorts of different things. I need to do the Johnny Moz Lessons in Confidence film, which I've started to redevelop. I've looked at all the footage that I've gotten, and I think I'm not massively happy with the old footage that I've currently got. It's going down this pure improvisational sort of route, very inspired by the likes of Joel Haver. But it feels so much like that. It almost feels like it's kind of copying that style, that sort of natural, sort of, improvised kind of, fluid dialogue where it's kind of realistic conversations like, oh, hey dude, how you doing? Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, how about you? Yeah, it could be better. Just been to TK Maxx, bought some socks. Yeah, these are nice socks. I managed to get 4 packs of these for £5.99. Did you? Oh yeah, they were on offer down from £9.99. I don't want it to be like that. Although I do want to have dialogue that's around very uninteresting and banal sort of topics and subject matters. I want it to be quite tight and like that. So, and absolutely not like that sentence there that trailed off completely. So a couple inspirations that I've had for the Johnny Moz film is I really like Fawlty Towers and I really like I'm Alan Partridge, and I like the two for very different reasons. I like I'm Alan Partridge because I really love the character and the mannerisms of Alan Partridge, right? And I love Fawlty Towers, not just because John Cleese makes a really good Basil Fawlty, but also because the scripts are so tightly done and everything feels like it's there with purpose. It never feels like there's a moment of fat on an episode of Fawlty Towers. So I've always thought if Alan Partridge had the tightness of something like Fawlty Towers, it would be one of the few shows that has the potential to actually be a better show than Fawlty Towers. And that's what I want to do. Not necessarily be better than Fawlty Towers, because I don't think it's possible for me. But I'd like to make something that combines the cringe comedy of the late 90s and early 2000s with the coziness and the tightness of something like Fawlty Towers, those 70s classic sitcoms. I want to do something along those lines. And I have 6 episodes of series 1. And I've got a couple through lines. And at the moment I'm developing the little town that Johnny Moz and his friends live in, and building the world a little bit more, so that and building the character a little bit more. I've kind of got this little documentary idea. So you see, I've got all these little ideas coming in now that I've passed my driving theory test, right? And I think it speaks to prioritising certain things in life, right? At certain points, you need to really sit down and go, I need to get this done, right? Everything else doesn't matter. Even if I'm falling behind on other things, it doesn't matter because this needs to get done. Not only is it urgent, but it's important. You've got that box of urgent priorities and important priorities. And if something is important but not urgent, that comes before something that's urgent and important, right? Say you've got 2 bills to pay, one of which is owed on the 15th of the month and one of which is owed on the 20th of the month, right? Say they're both for £500 and say currently it's the 10th of the month. So you've got 5 days to pay one of the 500s and you've got 10 days to pay the other 500. Which one are you going to pay first? I think it's fairly obvious that you would be picking the one that's due on the 15th, right? So that's an example of importance versus urgency. And then you've got unimportant things. So say you've got to pay the £500 on the 20th, or you need to, I don't know, what's something that's not particularly important? I don't know, get some new socks, because the ones you've got have a few holes in them. You could probably wear them for a few more months, but they've got a couple of holes in them. I'd say wait until after the 20th, because also it's going to be costing you money, so it's going to get in the way of paying that £500. So that's kind of what I feel about with regards to creativity as well. For instance, when I was doing my last film and I was getting to the final push, everything, it was like you had tunnel vision. You're only focusing on what's about to be finished, right? If something, like, I don't know, if you're coming to climax, right, you're not going to suddenly turn your attention away and just start watching a film or something like that. You're going to be focused on the thing that's nearly finished, right? And I'm sorry for the graphic metaphor there, but I think it was quite a good metaphor. And what I think is really important with prioritising different tasks is to take into account that some things will be more important than others, but that doesn't, just because it's not as important doesn't mean it doesn't need to get done, right? You get this important task done, right? It's up here, and you've got this one that's down here. Say these are the only 2 tasks. You get this one done, damn, it's down here, because now it's not important anymore because you've done it, right? This one is now the most important one. You've got other tasks down here, right, which were always there, but this one is more important. So you want to do the most important thing first. And I'm just really satisfied with myself. You know, I was a bit nervous going into this test because I kind of thought this is my last opportunity to get it done this year. And after this, it's the Christmas thing, and I'm going to be spending Christmas thinking about, you know, having this weight on top of me of having to do the driving theory test. And now I don't have to do that. I can have my Christmas fairly relaxed. You know, I'm going to go into town and I'm going to buy a girlfriend's mother a present, and I think that's it. Once she's done, I think that's everyone done for Christmas. So after that, which I'm going to do today, I have nothing to think about for Christmas and for New Year. I'm completely content, and I managed to book my practical test actually. It's way down in the future. I'm not going to tell you when, but it's months and months away. It's about as far away as it could possibly be, right? And it's not near here. It's not fucking anywhere near here. So I'm going to have to figure out the logistics how I'm going to make that work nearer to the time. I'm going to have to talk to my driving instructor about it. But I managed to get it booked. So it feels like the future is solidifying a little bit. You know, once I get my driving license, I feel like I'm going to be a lot more free to be able to do this kind of thing. I'll be able to take some more interesting locations. I'll be able to leave London a little bit more often. I'll be able to go to different places without having to rely on someone else to drive me. I'll be able to do more for myself. I'll be able to be more self-reliant. And I think generally that's all going to be quite good. I mean, living in London, it's not like you need a car. So I'm not going to get a car itself, but I'll probably, you know, I'll rent a car whenever I need one, you know, which won't be particularly often. I do recognise that because, I mean, I've got the train, you know, the train's pretty decent. There's buses behind me right now. I'm going to be getting one of those buses after this video's finished and I do the shopping. So, you know, I don't necessarily need a car, but I feel like, particularly if I want to move up north, which is one of my goals, I'd like to move up north, particularly because it's cheaper. You know, the housing market, getting a mortgage up there is going to be a lot cheaper. So I'm really, and I would need a car to be up there if I want to, you know, provide for my girlfriend who I want to marry at some point. You know, I'll need a car to be able to take her to an appointment or whatever, or take the kids to school or whatever the fuck, you know, anything like that. Or do the shopping, or if you want to go to home base, anything like that, you need a car, right? Or what if right now, you know, what if someone has a heart attack and I've got to get them to hospital? All of these are realistic situations, and having a car is going to make me a lot more able to provide for the people in my life that I care about. And when I get a car, I want to do a road trip, and along the way I want to film some videos all up and down the country. I'd like to try and do a video. I want to go from London like right up to the north of Scotland and back down again, and I'll do videos along the whole way, you know, just like these kind of videos. I did it in June. It wasn't a road trip necessarily. We did drive the whole way, but it wasn't as much stop and start as I'm planning. So I managed to do 40 videos in the space of like 7 days, which is a bit ridiculous. This time I'd like to do maybe 40 or 50 videos over the space of a 3-week road trip. You know, get some paid time off. You know, use me paid time off to dedicate to that. I think that'd be quite fun, and you'd get some good videos out of it. Because I don't know, for the past couple of months, I felt like I'm not able to put my best foot forward with this, you know, this video thing. I feel like I've made a lot of videos actually that didn't turn out to be any good about doing my driving theory test. I did one that last time when I failed it. I did one where I was doing a mock test and I failed the mock test. And I did a couple others that didn't actually even get finished. You know, I packed it in halfway through. And I just kind of thought, oh God, what if I can't make any more videos? What if this is me done? But this is the first video that I've recorded in about 2 months. I think the last one, okay, not quite 2 months. The last one I think I did just before Halloween. And currently it's the 16th of December. So it's been a very long stretch of time. So I'm sorry if I'm not quite as good with my words and stuff as I normally am. But I'm kind of new to it again, as you see. So yeah, I think in conclusion, it's a bit of a rambly one. Mainly wanted to get across pass my driving theory test. And when I pass the practical, it's going to improve the standing for the channel and with my life. So I'm very happy because of that. And I feel a sense of accomplishment. And secondly, I thought it was a good metaphor in terms of prioritizing, because I had to be very locked in to the theory test, which is going to happen again in May. So I'm going to try and make sure I've got a backlog around the April to May sort of time, because I'm going to not really spend any time working on videos around that time or films or anything like that. It's going to be pure knuckle down, get this fucking thing done. Like the GCSEs, when I had to do my GCSEs. I tell a lie, I didn't really put much effort into my GCSEs, and I've never needed my GCSEs since. But, you know, they were telling me that I had to do that. But this time I actually do have to do that. I have to be focused on the driving practical test and nothing else, right? That includes the YouTube channel. So I'm going to try and get a backlog for that kind of region. And then outside of that, there'll be more interesting videos along the way. I've got a lot of interesting ideas in terms of taking these videos in new directions. I want to do longer ones that are more focused. I know that sounds a bit country, but I like the idea of doing a couple like hour-and-a-half sort of ones, you know, the proper type documentary things. And we'd have different locations. At the end of it, you know, I would get up and I would walk off, and then the shot would change. But this is the old style of video, so I'm not doing that. So I'm going to sit back down. So that's kind of what I want to do. So yeah, I feel a pretty decent sense of accomplishment of myself. I'm pretty happy. And yeah, I do wonder what I'm going to do so many more videos about though, because I'm struggling with this one a bit. Maybe it's a case I just need to get back into the groove of it. I've done videos about that. I feel like I've done videos about fucking everything at this point. But I will find something new to do. And if I can't find anything new to talk about, I will find new ways to talk about it, and new anchoring points, you see, and new, you know, styles of filming. You know, we introduced the walk and talk thing. So, I mean, this is getting a bit just pointless now, a bit self-indulgent, so probably pack it in. Yeah, the point is, if you've got something big, important, urgent coming up, lock in, get it done, right, and you'll be thankful for it, right? That's what I want to say, but I also feel like that's a bit sort of lame advice. You know, that's the kind of thing that your teacher would tell you, and without really meaning it. So, what would be some actual decent advice? I would say to you, look, everything will be all right in the end. And if it's not all right, it's not the end. And when the end is, shifts, but you'll always get to the end eventually. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching this video, everybody. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the thing below. Are you taking a driving theory test? What you're scared of? Let me know. I'll try and respond. To that question, I have some good responses in mind. And if you have any other general thoughts on the prioritizing thing, let me know that as well. It's always good to hear your thoughts. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye. I'm gonna try and find a present for my girlfriend's mum. I know what she wants, it's just a case of finding it. Oh, Christ, that was wet. That seat, it's really wet. One day I might be driving one of those. One of them buses. You see that, just behind the bench? There it is, just there. Yeah. That's going to be me soon.